in your experience, are they usually approving you or denying you on the spot when you go in for that E2 visa interview?
Yes. Now I think I've had 2 clients go into administrative processing, which is not great because again, they say, oh, what does this mean? And as the attorney, you go, I don't know. And that's a horrible, as attorneys, we want to know. That's why we're attorneys, because we need to know the information and be able to tell people this and understand that. And that's just one of those unfortunate personal hells for everyone because we don't know. What I know from kind of historical and just from anecdotal, sometimes it's as silly as this. You have the same name as somebody that's on a list of US no-nos. And they got to make sure that you're the Patrick Findaro, not this other Patrick Findaro that we don't like for whatever reason, right? Part of some terrorist group, has been convicted of God knows what, who knows? So they just have to say, okay, so far sounds good, but we need to do a little extra checking. And that extra checking can take up to 6 months. And it drives the clients nutty for obvious reasons. They have no idea what's going on. They've never had this happen before. I've had 7 other visas. Nobody's ever asked me. Everyone in my family was approved. I've had that too, except for me, the applicant. So what do? Nothing. That's the really maddening thing. You
wait, but say you get approved, you get the yes. Do they then give you your passport back with the stamp on the spot, or do you come back a week later? It just depends.
Yeah, so you'll usually when you fill out the form online, where you pay your fees and stuff, they'll say, where do you want this passport mailed? So what happens is you go in, you answer the questions. In 98% of the cases, they go, oh, you're approved, or oh, you're denied. If you're approved, they keep the passports, everyone in your family. You go pay a visa reciprocity fee at the end of the hall, depending on where you're from. Some people have no extra fees. Some people, Canada has $40. Australia has $3,500 per person. So whatever, you go pay that fee, you bring the receipt back, then you go home. Then about a week later, you can either pick it up at like a FedEx kind of central hub, or they'll mail it to you, or whatever. So you kind of pick the location. Usually you get it within about a week. And then once you get those passports, you book those flights and head on over.
Yeah. And God forbid you're denied. Do they let you know the reason of your denial?
Sometimes no. So it depends a lot on, sometimes they will give you a sheet of paper. So if you fit into a denial that says, hey, we just don't see that you meet the requirements of the E2 visa, that's actually the best type of denial. Because then we're like, oh, okay, they will usually tell you that. We don't understand where your source of funds came from. This is too confusing, what have you. So in that instance,
you can overcome. We've had that with substantial investment. One of our clients tried to apply with $42,000 invested, and he had to clear the 300K threshold and got approved the second time.
Yes, exactly. So those are the best. I mean, you don't want a denial, but those are the best because they will usually tell you, we don't think you meet this requirement or this one. So now you got to go back and get more documents. But if you can show them the second time, you can get it. The second is, hey, the business is fine, no problem. You're the problem. You lied to us, you overstayed visas, you were arrested for this and that, you blah, 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 blah. So you, the individual, are inadmissible. The business is fine, no problem there. You're the problem. Those are more difficult to overcome. However, in most cases, so I've had a couple of waiver cases. In most cases, people know that already. Like, oh, I was convicted of this and whatever, and whatever. So it can be overcome. You will need some sort of waiver, and there's usually more time to process the visa. But it can be overcome. I've had that done on an Australian client who had a pretty gnarly drug situation in her past, but I did not write the waiver. She had another attorney write the waiver. We were able to prepare the documents and all of that. And she ended up getting the E2. So it can work out, but you need to kind of know that up front. And then there's the other one.
With Angie or whichever immigration attorney you choose, because I've seen some cases where it comes out too late and it's not good for anyone involved.
That's right. And it really, they usually will give you like an opportunity. I did have somebody who had a DUI and never disclosed that to me, and went to the interview and they asked her about it. And she said, okay, yeah, I did get the DUI. She was approved. But had she said, no, I don't know what you're talking about, no DUI, that would have been major problem. That would have been a denial for sure, because they know. Just also know this, they know everything. You think, oh, they could never possibly, that was 20 years ago and that was just one thing. And 100% they know. 100% they know. So just keep that in mind. If you're like, and when the attorney or when Patrick, I know you guys do some kind of background stuff. Oh yeah, well, I was only 17 and I spent 2 days in jail and then it kind of never became anything. Yes, that counts. As were you ever arrested? That is an arrest. That counts. It doesn't mean you can't get the visa, but what it means is if you don't talk about that or you say, no, it never happened, now you can't get the visa. So always know that. But that's rare.
Be transparent with your advisors, because if Angie and I can't help with that particular circumstance, then we can bring in an expert to help you get you here to the US.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. So just be honest always, because being honest, even if you've got some kind of rough stuff, will be better than lying about it for 100%.